Yo guys, what's going on? Ace is here today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my opinions and my thoughts on the current state of Tarkov. I felt like this is necessary because I've been seeing a lot of negativity in the community lately, and not my community specifically, my group of guys here, the 5,000 some subs that we do have. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal. I really do appreciate all the support, but the community overall, just the overall general view of the community, I've been seeing a bit more negativity than usual, and it's never a good sign to see any negativity that is long lasting. Maybe a couple weeks for a change that happened and then everybody's happy again, but I would say this is the longest stretch of negativity, bad vibes, whatever you want to call it, that we've seen for Tarkov. I just want to talk about it here today. So, you might not agree with every single thing I do say in this video here today. These are my opinions, and feel free to share yours in the comments. But I do encourage you to still leave a like on this video so we can get discussions flowing and everybody can have, civil conversations in the comment section. Don't be beating the shit out of each other just because one person wants to get Kappa and one person wants to keep Kappa at level 71. Everybody has their opinions. Now that the air is clear, drop that like, subscribe if you're new. Let's hop into it, man. So, recently, I made a video that was titled something along the lines, Why Players Quit Tarkov, and my main focus of that video was Kappa going to 71, and I'm going to be honest with you, for every player that has left the game this wipe, probably 20% of them is because of Kappa. I would say the other 80%, there's a plethora of reasons why players have left this wipe specifically. I'm going to touch on some of them. I might miss some. Like I said, drop in the comments anything I do miss, but Kappa requirement, I've already gone over it, level 71. That has been a very hot topic here this wipe, and has definitely kind of, in my opinion, is what started it. I mean, really, it was the starting point for a lot of players because, a week or two into the wipe, once players started to get the collector task, and then we did find out that level 71 was Kappa requirement, that's when it kind of started, and I feel like there's been that, kind of like a negative undertone the entire time since. After that, we saw a lot of things regarding cheating, and it's something I didn't really want to talk about here on the channel. I don't want to give Battlestate any more of a hard time than they already get on Twitter. If you've been a subscriber to this channel, I talk super highly of Battlestate Games, and they're doing a great job. And I think they're truly one of the best development studios and companies that I've ever seen in gaming. And, I'm going to stick to that till the day I die, man. I really, truly think Battlestate does care. But the cheating has definitely been a problem, and it is one thing that has kind of, made this really, really weird just feeling going into a raid. And what I call it is cheater paranoia. It's a big thing in Warzone for me. I've been a Call of Duty YouTuber for the majority of my YouTube career, and then I switched over to Tarkov. I still do Call of Duty content, but originally I started out as Call of Duty, and you guys have probably heard of Warzone. I'm sure you definitely have. And in Warzone, there's something that I like to call cheater paranoia. And it's where every single time you die, every single time you join a game, it's like, am I going to queue up with a cheater this game and waste 20 minutes of my life? And then when you die, it's like, did that guy kill me because he's good, or did that guy kill me because of cheater? The same thing is happening with Tarkov now. It's not primarily the fact that there is cheaters in lobbies. I mean, it is that fact, but let's be honest, it's the fact that we don't know if they're cheating. It's the fact that you have that feeling in the back of your head like, damn, there's probably a cheater in this lobby and I'm going to get my shit kicked in and waste 10 minutes of my life and 1,000,000 rubles worth of gear. That feeling is not good. You want to go into raid with the assumption that you're going to get out of the raid and not go in with the assumption that you're going to die to a cheater. Having that just feeling and overall mental state playing the game does severely impact you in the enjoyment of playing Tarkov. So that's another thing, the cheating. The next thing is the lack of content. The last wipe we saw, I think it took 6 to 7 months for the game to wipe. Everybody was just fucking beat after the Bitcoin craze. 7, 8, 900,000 rubles per Bitcoin. You can get as many slicks as you want. M995 for days, M4s fully kitted, zero recoil. I mean, it was literally just an arcade game at this point. It wasn't a true hardcore shooter. We had that for almost 7 months, and then we had a wipe, which everybody wanted, and I would say the first 3 weeks of this wipe, and that's the last time I played after about 3 weeks of this wipe, the first 3 weeks were absolutely phenomenal gameplay. The game felt amazing, but then it just got super sweaty, super cheaty, and then the game fun just kind of went out the door for me. But at the end of the day, the factory expansion was cool, but there really wasn't that much content. There's certainly not 6 months worth of content. Maybe with the scav karma changes, you can make an entire scav series, and some players have recommended that to me personally to get some extra content out, but you can only do so much as a scav, and with scav karma, you know, there's always going to be PvP, there's always going to be looting, there's always going to be all these things, but at the end of the day, there's nothing 100% new. You know, we had the mutant, but everybody's over the mutant. There's only a certain amount of content that can keep you proactive for so long. That's the other thing that a lot of creators, you know, I think Pastilli was one player or one content creator who I saw recently make a video about content specifically. So content has been a big thing here as well. And the next thing is the dynamic loot. Now, this is something that I cannot speak on personal experience from because I haven't been playing Tarkov. But I've heard that dynamic loot hasn't been great for a lot of players. And to be honest with you, from what I understand, it's making the loot like 10 times harder to find. And I actually do think that is a change and a good step in the right direction that we just have to get used to. But I think it was implemented at a super poor time. I think there's no reason you implement dynamic loot halfway or a quarter of way into a wipe. It's something a wipe needs to start with. Therefore, you can prolong the early game and you don't rush right to the end game. Another thing is the flea market, man. A lot of players are starting to realize that the flea market is actually what's ruining the game, and a lot of players are going to cringe at that statement. A lot of players are, you know, not going to love to hear that. But let me just ask you, if you didn't have the flea market, would you stop playing the game completely, or would you get a lot more joy out of finding those items you need to get your hideout upgraded instead of just buying them? The feeling of having that adrenaline pumping when you hear 3 sets of footsteps sprinting down a hallway on interchange and you have that WD-40 in your backpack that you've needed for the last 2 weeks, that's a feeling that you can't get just by going and buying it on the flea market. Yes, it's easy and it's good for quality of life to some, but it's not the true authentic Tarkov experience that, in my opinion, is something that I've been chasing since I started playing the game. When I had no knowledge of the maps, when I had no knowledge of what to even hell to do, the game was actually a lot more fun because every single raid was just on edge, you're on your tiptoes, and you have no idea if you're just going to get blasted from any angle, at any elevation. You can die at any second in any raid, and that feeling is super, super awesome to have. And, you know, just to have armor class 6 and one-tapping rifles and all this other shit, it gets boring, and that's another thing. A lot of players are just bored. And this pretty much leads me to my final point, is you guys got to start playing some other games, man. Tarkov is a game that we all love and enjoy, but if you play it for 1,000 hours every month, it's gonna start to get boring. You have to spice it up a little bit. Me personally, I've been playing a little bit of Warzone here. I've been playing some other like survival style games on PC. And then maybe, you know, I get that Tarkov itch back. I played 200 hours in the first 3 weeks and I've been super burnt out. I hop on to make content. That's good enough for you guys and it's good enough for me. That's about it. I'm kind of waiting for the next wipe. So, you know, there's also the discussion of wipes should go back to 3 to 4 months like they used to be when instead of these 6 to 7 month wipes. I pretty much agree with that too. But, you know, there's a lot of opinions here, and I don't want to piss too many people off, but I would love to hear all of your feedback in the comments down below. I try to touch on a decent amount of things here. There's still a lot of stuff that I definitely missed, and a lot of stuff that might come up in the future. So all those discussions can be had in the comments, but these were just my opinions and my thoughts on the current state of Tarkov. Let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments below. Make sure you drop that like, subscribe for new sponsors and equipment description. That's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'm out.